Your brain is a full bucket. Nothing new can enter until you pour it out. Imagine holding a bucket, full to the top, water everywhere, about to spill. Now someone walks up to you. They want to pour something precious inside, something that could change your life. But there is no space, not even one drop. That bucket is your brain. And that precious thing being poured away, that is your future. His name was George, 26 years old, smart, educated, hardworking on paper. But inside, his mind never stopped. From the moment he opened his eyes in the morning to the moment he forced them shut at night, his brain was running.
Thoughts about yesterday, worries about tomorrow, old arguments replaying like broken songs, new fears arriving before the old ones even left. He thought about what his friend said 3 weeks ago. He thought about the job he didn't get. He thought about the mistake he made in 2021. He thought about what people might be thinking about him. Right now, this very second. George was not lazy. He was not stupid. He was just full. So full that nothing new could get in. Every morning, George made a plan. Today, I will focus. Today, I will start. Today, I will be different. But by 10 a.m., the thoughts had already taken over.
He would sit to study and start thinking about a conversation from last week. He would open his laptop to work and start scrolling, just to escape the noise inside. He would try to sleep, and his brain would replay every embarrassing moment from the past 5 years. He talked to his friends. Just stop thinking about it, they said. Easy words. Empty words. He tried meditation apps. 3 days, then stopped. He tried journaling. 1 page, then guilt, then nothing. He tried staying busy, always doing something, so the thoughts had no room. But the thoughts didn't need room. They lived inside him. They owned the space. 6 months passed, then a year.
George was the same, maybe worse. He started missing opportunities. A new course, he signed up but never finished. A business idea, he wrote it down but never started. A friendship, he wanted to reach out but overthought every word. His bucket was full, and everything good in life was bouncing off the surface, falling to the ground, wasted. One evening, George visited his uncle, an old, quiet man. He lived simply. Small house, small garden, big silence. George sat down, exhausted. Not from work, from thinking. His uncle said nothing at first, just made tea. Then he placed 2 cups on the table, one empty, one already full, filled to the very top. He picked up the teapot and started pouring into the full cup. The tea spilled everywhere, over the table, onto the floor. George looked confused. His uncle smiled. "I didn't do anything wrong," he said. "The cup just had no space." Silence. Then the old man looked at George, directly, calmly. "Your mind is like this cup, George. I can see it, full of old tea, cold tea, tea that has been sitting there for years, bitter now, useless, but you refuse to pour it out." George didn't speak. His uncle continued. "You think more thoughts will solve your problems, but you cannot think your way out of a mind that is too full to think clearly. You are not tired from life. You are tired from carrying everything inside that head. Old pain, old mistakes, old voices that were never even yours." He placed the empty cup in front of George. This is what peace looks like. Not empty of purpose, empty of noise. Ready, able to receive something new. George stared at the empty cup. Something in his chest moved. For the first time in a long time, he felt something. Not a thought, not an analysis, just a feeling that maybe he had been so busy holding everything, he had forgotten to live anything. That night, George did something strange. He didn't open his phone. He didn't make a plan. He didn't read a self-help article. He just sat in his room, in the dark, and let the thoughts come.
But this time, he didn't fight them. He didn't follow them. He just watched. Like standing by a river, watching the water move, not jumping in. One by one, the thoughts came, and one by one, he let them go. The embarrassing memory from 2021. He looked at it. He said, "That was then, not now," and let it float away. The fear of failure. He saw it. He said, "You are not a fact. You are just a feeling," and released it. The voice that said, "You are not enough." He heard it. He said, "I know you, but I don't believe you anymore," and it grew quieter. He sat for 1 hour. No phone, no noise, no input. Just pouring. Slowly, gently, emptying. And when he finally lay down to sleep that night, his mind was different. Not silent, but lighter. Like a bucket. Not empty, not full, but with space. Real space. For something new. The next morning, George woke up. Same room, same life, same problems on paper. But something had shifted. He opened his notebook, and for the first time in months, words came easily. Thoughts came clearly. One idea, clean, focused, real. He didn't overthink it. He just started. Because the bucket had space now. Here is what nobody tells you. You don't need more information. You don't need another podcast, another video, another plan. You need to pour out. The old pain that you keep analyzing, pour it out. The comparison you do every morning on social media, pour it out. The version of yourself that failed 2 years ago, the one you're still punishing, pour it out. The thoughts that feel important but lead nowhere, pour them out. Because a full bucket cannot hold anything new, and your life, your real life, is waiting outside the noise, waiting for a little space, waiting for you to become empty enough to finally be filled. The cup his uncle placed in front of him that evening, George kept it. On his desk. Every morning he looked at it as a reminder that the goal was never to think more. The goal was to finally think less and live. Before you go, I want to ask you one honest question, and I want you to answer it in the comments below. What is that one thought that your brain keeps replaying again and again that you know you need to let go of, but somehow you just can't? An old mistake? A person who left? A failure you can't forgive yourself for? Write it in the comments. Just one line. You don't have to explain it. Just name it. Sometimes naming it is the first step to releasing it. If this story felt like it was speaking directly to you, maybe it was. Like this video, share it with someone whose mind never rests, and subscribe to English Learning Tales, because every week we bring you stories that don't just teach English, they teach you something about yourself. We'll see you in the next one.